Good morning. I'm Karen Yender, and my pronouns are she and her, and along with Reverend Krista Taves, Reverend Dee Evans, welcome to Eliot Chapel. We are a free, liberal congregation aspiring to the ideal of beloved community. This morning, we welcome Gary Eldon Rickerd to our pulpit. After 25 years in the contracting industry, Gary has moved to a deeper calling, advocating for a science-based understanding of our existence. Gary now uses his business acumen and philosophical insights to help humanity align its purpose with the reality of the planet we call home. We are grateful to have you here. Today, Sharon Morgan is available for pastoral care if something is weighing on your heart, and she is right there. You may see her in Adams Hall after the service. And if you or a little one become restless, there is a live feed in the fellowship hall in Adams Hall and lots of room for you to run around or all you want. There are also snacks after the service in Adams Hall, and you are welcome to take younger children to the playground if it's not raining. To our guests, thank you for being here. Chuck Shooter is right in the very back, giving a wave, is here to answer any questions you might have about our congregation or about Unitarian Universalism in general after the service. There are also guest forms at both entrances to the sanctuary and at the QR code on the screen so that we may stay in touch. Please join us for coffee hour and take a blue cup, and we'll be sure to welcome you. If you are a member or friend, please look for the blue cups and be sure to welcome our guests. Our online coffee hour, if that works for you, is at 1:30. And now, I invite you, as you wish, to join in our welcome today by responding with, "You are welcome here," at the end of each statement. If you are Black, brown, white, indigenous, APIA, whatever your origins, you are welcome here. If you are an immigrant, a refugee, or a person without documentation, you are welcome here. If you believe in God all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. If you have a disability, visible or invisible, or are neurodiverse, you are welcome here. If you have been here 100 times or just came today, you are welcome here. If you want for nothing or struggle each day to make it through, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or what your gender identity, you are welcome here. For this is a community of diversity, of love, and of justice, and it is good to be together. Let us now enter into the spirit of worship. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We light a chalice to signify that we are entering into sacred space. Our chalice lighting words this morning are by Adina Danov. We light this chalice for the earth, of which we are all a part. We pledge to care for what it needs and hold it in our heart. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 1052, The Oneness of Everything, and please remain standing for our congregational covenant.
There
In Unitarian Universalism, covenants are the sacred promises we make for how we want to be with each other. Let us join together in speaking our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. You may be seated. Every week, we share our offertory with a community organization that reflects our values and commitment to service. This month, we are sharing our plate with Assisi House. Assisi House is here today, and Keith Deisner is going to tell us about what this community organization is doing to help benefit us. Thank you so much, Keith.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for the invite. Thanks for the chance to be with you, to pray with you, and to reflect and be inspired with you. I'm the executive director for Assisi House. We are a homeless service provider in St. Louis City that's been around 14 years. We got our start from a group of folks who volunteers, and we come down into the city as part of a group called Winter Outreach. And we would go around during the colder months and collect folks off the street and get them into temporary shelters. And after doing that for so many years, the group thought, we could do more. And so they formed a nonprofit 14 years ago and created what's become known as the Assisi model, which I'll try to describe here very briefly. It's a simple idea. If you've been in St. Louis City, you've seen church after church closed and in some cases falling into the street. And so this group of volunteers thought, well, how about we take some of those abandoned buildings, whether they're rectories or convents or whatever, and let's get folks housed permanently, not just for the colder months, but year-round. And so our model is to identify churches that have facilities that are just sitting there. And so then our group of volunteers go in and rehab that facility, and then we're able to get people off the street and surround it with lots of love, lots of community, professional staff. So our staff is small. We rely primarily on volunteers. And really we're in the business of helping to heal the trauma of homelessness, because that's what homelessness is. It's essentially trauma. And so to do that, we have a process by which people come to us. Business is booming, unfortunately. We have a long list of folks waiting to get into the Assisi House. One unique aspect about the model is that it's the kind of housing that doesn't really exist. It's permanent supportive housing mixed with transitional housing. So basically we leave it up to the person to kind of guide us on what's working for them. For some of our folks, we've had some of our folks have been with us for all 14 years, others for 5 years or more, and then we'll have others that come and stay with us for 18 months. And community living really isn't for them, and they'll move out on their own into an apartment. I said our staff is small. There's 9 of us, half full-time, and some part-time staff. We have a licensed clinical social worker, a couple licensed clinical social workers, and a nurse, and other support staff. And we also depend on house managers in each of the properties that our folks call home. And so right now, we have 7 homes in these, what were once rectories, convents, and other facilities for churches. And we're in the process of us, we would love to have you be a part of our network of support. In the way of marketing materials, I don't have a lot to offer you, but I do have some material that I brought with me that will, you can pick up on the way out. I did want to briefly just describe a program that we've rolled out called Assisi Friends, which is kind of a unique approach to community. Assisi Friends consist of very small groups of volunteers who we're hoping will make a one-year commitment to come into the homes and cook a meal. But cook the meal in the home and then sit down with our folks and share the meal. And the reason we're trying to do that is anything that we can do to tear down dichotomies and to put an end to the whole us and them way of thinking is what Assisi House is about. So in this particular program, we want our folks to hear the pots and pans. We want them to hear the voices in the kitchen. We want them to smell the aromas of whatever's being prepared. And most of all, we want our folks to sit and fellowship with you. So if that were something that might interest you, and you think you can make a year commitment, that's great. But we have tons of other volunteer opportunities and ways to get you involved. So again, thank you, and God bless you all.
Sounds like it might be a really interesting thing for our covenant groups to consider. You can donate through the plate or through the QR code on the screen in the order of service. We practice generosity knowing that our gifts create ripples of love and care in our community. Let us be a generous people. Please join me in dedicating our offertory with the unison words that are in your order of service. To the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings. Thank you all so much.
story. I've kind of interweaved it into the main message. There's an inspiring statement that's ascribed to Chief Seattle.
Nation. Thank you. What we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And we'll elaborate on that soon. Thank you.
No, the prayer. The prayer. They're all great wonders of life.
Sorry, bear with me. I'm a little new at this.
So for our prayer and meditation, we are all great wonders of life, of nature manifested in human form, as representations of earth, with purpose to provide to the greater good. Let us act as one people, united, one species, one with all of life, and let all of life be one with us. Thanks to our common ancestors, tracing back all the way through the tree of life. May we be blessed to continue contributing meaningfully to a bright future. Blessed be.
May remain seated, and we will sing our meditative hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life.
Are the kids going out today?
The kids go out today. Recession.
What? Let's go ahead and sing our kids out to their. From you. Let's see. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
For our reading this morning, every creature is a thinking, feeling being. We're blessed with wondrous variety. We are part of nature and of every being on this planet. What we do to one affects many. In this web of existence, we are each strand. Our pushing and pulling moves the fabric of the world. Each bird an insect, each fish and four-legged creature. All are our siblings. Let us treat them as we would one another, with compassion and dignity, with understanding and honor. The love that we show each being radiates outward, a beam of kindness and caring that can be felt with the heart. And in turn, our hearts receive love from each being, and it echoes outward to eternity. Thank you all.
So this is another song I wrote a few weeks back, and the last chorus, we might be able to get it up. So when I get to that last chorus, if anyone would like to sing along with me, please feel free. So, okay. I've been walking in the dark, hands on the edge of my scars. Heard you call you one more. I found my way through your door. You take the tremble in my chest, and you fill it with rest. I was housed but never home, but now I'm free to roam. I take it step by step, I come back, deep in peace, won't overreact when you look at me like that. No, I want the old me back. I need insightfulness. We can see it now, clear with insightfulness. take it step by step. I come back deep and peaceful, overreact when you look at me like that. No, I don't want the old me back. But I need insightfulness. We can see it now, clear with insightfulness, beyond the limits of how. We need insightfulness, deep in the sky so blue, hits with insightfulness, that I'm alive here with you, If I drift, pull me nearer. If I fail, you're right here. When I'm broken, you are clear. You make the whole world appear with insightfulness. We can see it now, clear with insightfulness, beyond the limits of how. We need insightfulness, deep in the sky so blue, hits with insightfulness, that I'm alive here with you.
Sorry, please bear with me. This is a really special day for me, being here with all of you. I'm Gary Eldon, and I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to give this message today. So I consider myself a pragmatic futurist, which means I think about the future a lot. Just ask my wife. And if we think about it, the future is really just another word for the present that hasn't come yet. Because the future will have all of its moments in the present. And they will be just as real as the moments we're sharing together right now. Every tomorrow will become a today. And as a pragmatist, I think realistic planning for those tomorrows needs to be a higher priority, with much more attention than humanity is giving it today. So I have 4 corners to frame this message that I've honestly been working on for years. First, the word I'm building on today, community. We'll explore a new way to think about that word. Second, a personal story about my childhood and how a question turned into a lifetime search for truth and understanding. Then, how I came away with so much more than blind feelings and empty promises that I walked away from. Finally, how we can use foresight paired with evidence to realign our focus toward a prosperous path into the future by recognizing our interconnectedness with this planet. Then I'll try to tie this all together in closing. Okay, so I want to share the feeling I had the first time I walked through those front doors into this space with people whom I had never met. Yet, I already felt like I had much in common with. That moment led me to proudly join this church just a few months ago. I did so after decades of thinking I might never walk into another church for the rest of my life. But I'm so glad that I did. It's so empowering to regain a sense of community with all of you and be surrounded by love at the center of everything. So the word is community. We rarely stop to hear it, but there's something else hidden inside. Common unity. This community has a sense of common unity. People don't have to look alike. They don't have to think exactly the same or agree about what kind of coffee to get down the hall. And luckily, we don't all have to drink the same Kool-Aid here. I checked the fridge before I joined. But seriously, just as in every community, we need to have things in common to unify around. And clearly, we do that here in many wonderful ways. The sense of unity and cooperation towards common purpose is one of humanity's greatest abilities. And it is having the greatest impact when the circle of inclusion can expand. When I think about this personally, I'm raising 2 children with my wonderful wife. They're here today. Love you guys. And when I look at my children, the circle feels very close, very obvious. Yet they will inherit an earth shaped largely by people whom they will never meet. Many of these people making short-term choices that will extend out to impact every child's long-term future. So the circle of common unity needs to expand far beyond those closest to us to include the future generations that will be impacted by our choices. So here is a question. How far and how wide can the circle of common unity actually grow? Beyond our families, beyond our congregation, beyond our city, our country, our species. Can we widen it further still to all of life? And even to those who haven't been born yet? It feels like someone needs to speak for that future. And today I'm going to try. Well, as adults, Earth is in our hands, collectively. And whatever anyone believes about how this planet came to exist, one thing is undeniable. Most of the natural resources we depend upon took thousands, if not millions of years to form, and they're certainly not unlimited. So a few simple questions. Shouldn't the future humans get to utilize the natural resources of Earth as well? Shouldn't the livable climate that we've evolved in be protected so they get to live in it as well? Why should the adults of today get to take away from the children of the future? And why do so many of us seem to feel disconnected from that future in the first place? If we could extend common unity forward in time, we can actually feel very connected to the outcome. We'll come back to that idea later. On to the second part. Big questions aren't new for me. I've been asking them since I was 5 years old, when I looked up to my mother and asked her why our religious beliefs were the right ones and she thought everyone else's were wrong. Well, If you haven't noticed, I didn't get an acceptable answer. So I've spent my life searching for the most fundamental forms of truth and understanding. And after thousands of hours looking for the one true belief system, I came up empty-handed. I concluded what seems obvious in retrospect. No book fell out of the sky. That there is no evidence people in ancient times possessed some kind of special connection to God that went away. And so, long ago, I walked away from belief in a supernatural personal God, an ancient, timeless image of an old white man in the sky, looking down, judging or influencing my actions. And luckily, I haven't been struck by lightning yet. But then I turned to science, seeing tested knowledge as power. But I want to be honest here because I think many people have had similar feelings, but very few have said it out loud. I was afraid. I was afraid of what leaving behind those ancient beliefs might mean, that on the other side of the hard truth was a cold, empty, nihilistic world. But that is not at all what happened to me. What I found instead was a new appreciation for what nature actually is, and how it is being slowly revealed, like a massive jigsaw puzzle, with new pieces constantly being turned over by science. It's so exciting discovering pieces of truth about reality. But I need to be clear about what I mean by that word, nature. I don't mean something that we go in and out of on a hike. I mean the source of cosmic evolution that began and became everything that is, everywhere, inescapable, inseparable, and ultimately indistinguishable from us. Nature turns out to be so much more than what I turned away from, not less. I have huge questions that have kept me curious and searching. Why does life exist at all? Why does it fight so hard to persist? Why are there mathematical principles that seem to govern the universe? Why are our bodies made up almost entirely of the most common elements in the universe? The last question turns out to be surprisingly simple. Because we are pieces of the universe looking up at itself. Now let me tell a simplified story of the way modern science describes it to me, because it fills me with wonder, not despair. Starting with the Big Bang, incredibly dense, extremely hot energy under unimaginable pressure released, cooling into space-time, matter, and mass. Hydrogen formed stars, then exploded into supernovas, scattering the heavier elements that spread through an amazing cosmic web of filaments that pulled the elements into new galaxies, populating them with matter that eventually became us. These atoms clumped into planets, like Earth, in a seemingly perfect balance of gravity and dark energy that later enabled life. In Earth's oceans, somehow, fatty acid membranes began transforming energy to resist entropy. Then life on Earth began over 3 billion years ago. From those first ancestors all the way to the motor proteins that literally walk inside nearly every cell of our bodies, to the repair enzymes that scan our genome for errors, signaling where corrections are needed. What was sometimes dismissed as just molecules turn out to have specific essential purposes, allowing life to become alive and evolve. That is not a less powerful story than the ancient mysticism I turned away from. It's far more powerful, and it's real. For me, the mysteries don't need supernatural explanations. Natural ones are already nothing short of miraculous. Because nature is super amazing, naturally, without any artificial sweeteners needed. Einstein said, "The eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. That it can be understood at all was to him a miracle." And famously, when asked whether he believed in God, he said he believed in Spinoza's God, revealed in the orderly harmony of what exists. Which brings us back to the orderly harmony found in that web of existence. The wisdom story I skipped over, apologize. I had it on the iPad, I wasn't quite ready for it, so. What we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And I want to show that this is not poetry, it is a measurement. Let's start small. A single cell in your body contains billions of protein molecules, each with specific purpose. Multiply that by 30 to 50 trillion cells with no master planner, each one finding its need and purpose from within. Scaling outward to the biosphere, and eventually the observable universe, we always find symmetry. From images in a powerful microscope to images from the James Webb Telescope, we see the same patterns, parts contributing to wholes. Bees regulate hive temperatures, ants build cities, rainforests create rain. This coherence stems from two fundamental drivers: the laws of nature and evolution. This process is beautiful, simple, and nothing short of astonishing. We are descendants of the first life forms on Earth, sharing nearly identical genes with all plants and animals across over 1 billion years of divergent evolution. We are temporary systems of self-organized parts, transforming energy, made possible by the universe. And genetically, we are 99.9% identical. Divisions like race are a social construct. Our differences are much smaller than what we have in common. There is far more genetic difference between many East Africans whose ancestors never left the continent than between almost any two people from any two continents anywhere else on Earth. And this isn't just a metaphor, it's a biological fact. And every breath we take integrates us into the biosphere. We cannot live without it because we are it. Traced back through to each star, every supernova, every self-replicating molecule since the beginning of time. We need to reframe. We don't own all of the pieces of Earth. Earth owns all of the pieces of us. This planet keeps us alive with every breath. Let's not take that for granted. Let's prioritize keeping it healthy for our own survival, for the children who are depending on that, for their future. And interdependence is not a value we decided to adopt because it sounds nice. It is a description of how things actually are. Nothing can exist in total isolation. And caring about Earth is caring about ourselves. Species thrive when living with other species. Biodiversity is the cornerstone of biological evolution. Mutualism expands mutual benefit beyond individual species to benefit the whole. We depend upon the rest of life, just as the rest of life depends on us. But what makes us different from the other species? The bees probably don't know they're regulating the temperature of the hive. The forest doesn't know it's making rain, but we can know. We can see larger patterns. We can learn from modern science to predict what happens next based on our current actions. And no other species has ever had this foresight. This is a breakthrough in evolution itself. Now I want to tell two quick stories many of us know. And although these crises reveal how fast humans can negatively impact the earth, they also reveal what happens when we use science with foresight to make major changes to bring about a different future outcome. In the 1970s, science showed the propellant in aerosol cans was destroying the ozone layer. It couldn't be seen from Earth. We couldn't feel it. And it was decades away from leading to irreversible impacts. But in 1985, when a hole was confirmed, humanity took action. And just 2 years later, the world signed the Montreal Protocol. Every single country on Earth ratified it at the United Nations. In another example, commercial whaling wiped out 95% of humpbacks. They were nearly extinct. Through advocacy and awareness efforts, humanity decided that wasn't acceptable. And today, 9 of the 14 humpback populations have fully recovered. And blue whales, which were nearly reduced by 99%, have grown back to around 1,000% in the last 60 years. We very nearly eliminated the largest animal to ever live on Earth. But in both examples, when evidence was trusted, humanity united for the greater good. This shows that hope is not empty optimism. These are concrete examples of the power of common unity. And we can do it again. But we can't allow distractors to deter us from those with nefarious intentions, with conflicts of interest, spreading lies, using personal attacks to throw shade on scientists and advocates. Because adaptation is needed now more than ever before. We cannot allow them to divide us. Simply speaking, those looking to become the destroyers of the prosperous planet of the future cannot win. Everything that lives and everyone who cares is counting on it. And every action we take, every choice we make, every moment of participation we take part in will always matter. Our actions do not fade. They do not become less real, according to Einstein's theory of relativity. What you do matters, not only now, not only in your lifetime, but permanently, forever. So tying this together, community means common unity. And the circle can reach much further than we usually notice, outward to all life and forward to the children of the future. We can trust modern science to prioritize the changes needed to protect the prosperity of Earth and to continue to learn about the nature of reality. We have united in the past, and we will do it again. I shared a very personal story that I was born into an ancient mystical belief, and I found nature to be so much more real and no less awe-inspiring by learning from science. And then told you how I found this congregation, and I regained a new hope, and I stepped out of the shadows of my fear to try to contribute to a new path. to advocate pragmatically for the inclusion of the future in our priorities and in our planning. And here's what I want to leave you all with. We can make a difference, as everyone here does. That's why you're here. By building together, turning to reality over illusion, mutualism over individualism, unity over division, and love over hate. The truth is, we owe our lives and everything that has ever come before us to this planet. Literally everything. Without Earth, it's possible life simply wouldn't exist. Anywhere, at any time, in any form, in the entirety of the universe. And if that doesn't show us how amazing Earth really is, I don't know what does. Let's keep it amazing. In closing, may we all keep contributing meaningfully to a bright future, working together in new ways, building a wider circle of common unity, grounded in reality. Thank you for letting me share this message and my songs with you today. Earth is in our hands, all of ours. Blessed be.
Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 323, Break Not the Circle. Then please remain standing as we close the service.
Break not the circle of enabling love, where people go forgiven and forgiving. Break not that circle, make it wider still, till it includes embracing all the living. Come worship wonder where words of freedom are with humor spoken, and people keep no score of wrong and guilt, but will that human have the pain unbroken. Join then the movement of the love that frees, with the people of whatever race or nation will truly be themselves, stand on their feet, sing eye to eye with laughter and elation.
Let us extinguish our chalice and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We sustain this home of faith and love you come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
And now, may the spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy find a place in your days. Love to you all. Go in peace.